Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Friday Night Silliness. Today we are playing Happy Wars, and this game I discovered was, I believe, last month's free games under our Xbox Live, or maybe it was 2 months ago, I can't remember, but it looked kind of interesting. It kind of like a kid's game. It kind of reminded me of, what's that game again? Castle Crushers?
Castle Crashers?
Yeah.
And actually, if I remember, this is actually a free game period. It's just one for people who have gold to come online and brawl.
Yeah. So, and we have Joseph with us today. Say hello, Joseph.
Salutations all.
Yay! And I believe this is him playing with now. I've never played this game previously, and so I played it a little bit over the weekend to kind of gain a little bit of experience at it. But so we're playing Happy Wars, and so tell us a little bit about kind of what the game is about.
Well, this is your basic class-based team battle. You can just kill everyone, but you knock them out in this game. There's absolutely no death. And your goal is to get to the enemy's castle and destroy their totem, which is apparently important to the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
It's two warring factions.
Yeah, so basically, you got these like a light king and a dark king, and they go to war over silly stuff. So stuff that you know, like children's stuff that you know. Petty.
You stepped on my toe.
Yeah.
We go to war.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we had to cut out those cutscenes for this video just because they're a little too long, and it's actually just too stupid to actually listen to. It's literally so dumb. You don't really you wouldn't want to listen to it.
It's fortunate that they don't actually have voice acting and you have to read it.
Yeah, and it's just so dumb. I think it's actually so dumb it might actually lower your IQ by a couple points.
I don't think it's quite at the level of SpongeBob, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty dumb. But like some of the example dialogue that they have is like, I remember one of them when I was editing this video was what are better, hippo? Which one is stronger, hippos or elephants? Oh no, hippos are stronger. No, elephants are stronger. And it's like, well, what do you mean elephants are stronger? That's it. Go to war. This means war. Speaking of elements, how's your mother doing? Like, you know, it's just like, what do you mean your mama was so fat she jumped in the air and got stuck? Like that. It's literally that kind of, you know, like the kings argue. That's how they argue, and then they go to war, and like that's.
It's some good cartoon violence. It's just a nice way to relax because it's not all overly complicated. But this game, just something about it is fun.
Yeah, it's just an amusing game. It's more, obviously, just by the look of it, it's more for kids. I really like how, in compared to Castle Crushers, it has a more 3D top-down view, whereas I believe Castle Crushers is more side-to-side and it's 2D. So I think, in my opinion, it's kind of a step up from Castle Crushers, but I still like Castle Crushers just as much as this one. And so right now, I believe this is the first chapter, and we passed through the tutorial. And so tell us what we're doing right here.
All right. The goal is that I need to get to the next checkpoint, as the kingdom's princess was kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm going around knocking down their checkpoints and building up my own, so I can choose to respawn in case I get knocked out.
Yeah, and nobody really dies in the game. You just take happy little power naps.
Yeah, that's actually a good way of putting it. You just get knocked out. You usually get the little knocked out symbol above your head, and then a cleric summons you back to a spawn point.
Yeah, and then you respawn, and you can pick your spawn points too. You'll usually want to pick a spawn point that's closest to where the farthest point of the objective was, where you died from. So if you're pretty much towards the enemy castle, you don't want to respawn way over by your own castle, because then you'd have to travel all the way across the map, and then by the time you get there, the objective could be over by then. So you don't want to spawn too far away,
But on the same notion, you also do need to keep an eye on if they're capturing one of your points to spawn closer so you can stop them from doing that.
Right. And so there's definitely a lot of unique weapons in this game too. I think one of my favorite ones was the swordfish. It's literally a sword that is a fish. Like it's a.
Yep. You just hold a swordfish by the tail, I think.
Mm-hmm. It's yeah, and there's a lot of unique weapons. You can also earn what's called happy cards, and you can spend your happy cards on getting chance weapons. So you go in. I think it's called Happy Cards Light, and you go in and you spin a wheel. You can pick if you want to win a shield, a helmet, a sword. I can't remember the other. I think there were 5 things.
Alright, it's been so long since I've actively played Happy Wars.
Yeah, and there's cool stuff like that. I think there's also a pretty big online community as well, so you can play this game anytime, and there's always going to be somebody else playing. So that's kind of the cool thing. And I don't know how popular this game is in terms of like your local area, but in terms of like nationwide, you can always find somebody online, no matter what. Have teams. I actually added a couple people that I met through the game, and they're kind of cool to play with and stuff. So, so right now we're continuing on, and I think we're almost at our castle.
I believe I have one more checkpoint after this, and then I'm at their final pillar that I have to take down.
Okay. Yeah, and then you can also, I believe there's a warrior, cleric,
and mage.
Yeah, mage. So there's 3 different types. The warrior is kind of better for obviously melee combat. Has strong melee skills. Cleric's better for healing.
Actually, not just healing. It's a support-based class because there's some of the team-based skills are about buffing your other stats. Mm-hmm. There's, I think, a spell for buffing the defense. Mm-hmm. So it's more of the support role instead of the classic cleric. Oh, I'm just going to heal you.
Mm-hmm.
But they also have that nice hammer, which does a little bit more damage than the sword, but at least I think.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, for me, in terms of my kind of gameplay style, I like to just go and just swing a sword around. I'm not really great at like doing special moves that you do like with the cleric or the mage. So I like to just go in there and just start pressing a bunch of random buttons and.
You like to swing your sword?
Yeah. I'm not really. I'm still not really that great at this game. I don't think. But I've met a couple other people online, and they got characters that are like insanely like customized and totally decked out, and it's just like wow. So there's definitely a huge. Community out there for people that really like. I don't know what the average age for this game is, but it's definitely it's interesting to say the least. So that's cool, and I believe we're at our enemy castle now.
Yes. Oh, the cleric is also the builder. You need a cleric to start building, I believe, the war machines. I don't remember if the others can. I just remember seeing that clerics were the ones doing it.
Yeah, so clerics build ladders. I think they also build turrets, like ballista.
Yeah, they can make the defensive turrets. You can build your battering rams, assault ladders. Can't remember if they can make one more.
Maybe. I think that's basically it. And then the mage, what does the mage do again?
They're really good at ranged spells for dealing damage. They can get some AoE attacks, area of effect. And their team up is just a big spell.
Right. Okay. So yay, that mission accomplished. So anyway, that's the first level, and that is, I believe, all the time we have. That's our video for today. If you enjoyed, click like and share, subscribe if you're new, and we hope to see you next Friday.